In this video, we will discuss different triangle congruence criteria. The following triangle congruence theorems will be discussed: ASA, SSS, SAS, and AAS. The ASA congruence theorem states that if two angles and the included side of one triangle are congruent to two angles and the included side of another triangle, then both triangles are congruent. Note: in a triangle, the side connecting the vertices of two consecutive angles is the included side. As is shown in the figure below, once two angles and the length of the included side are selected, only one possible triangle can be drawn. The SAS congruence theorem states that if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are congruent to the two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then both triangles are congruent. Below it is shown that once we select the length of two sides and the measure of the included angle, only one possible triangle can be drawn. The SSS congruence theorem states that if three sides of one triangle are congruent to the three sides of another triangle, then both triangles are congruent. In the figure below, it is shown that once we select the lengths of three segments, only one possible triangle can be drawn. The AAS congruence theorem states that if two angles and a non-included side of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding two angles and a non-included side of another triangle, then both triangles are congruent. In the figure below, it is shown that only one possible triangle exists. Once the values of two angles and the length of a non-included side are fixed. One may ask, why is there no AAA triangle congruence theorem? In the figure below, it can be shown that given the measures of the three angles, different possible triangles can be drawn that are not congruent. Let's have a look to the HL congruence theorem for right triangles. If the hypotenuse and a leg of a right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and the corresponding leg of another right triangle, then both triangles are congruent. Let's have a look at triangles ABC and XYZ. Using the Pythagoras theorem, the length of the remaining leg can be calculated and has the same value for both triangles. That means that all three sides are congruent, so basically, the HL theorem for right triangles is similar to the SSS theorem that is valid for all triangles. Thanks for your attention.